What's good, party people? This is According to Woods, and I have the honor and privilege of having literally the star of the It's Edgar Foo YouTube channel. He is a former California state title contender and a proud pupil of the Yard Muay Thai in Lincoln Heights, California. He is the one and only rugged Edgar Barberi. Edgar, what's up, bro?
Right here, man, just chilling, hanging out, trying to stay
Chilling,
cool.
chilling like a
Yeah,
villain, huh?
that's it, man.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, first and foremost, I mean, how are you doing? Obviously, the last couple months have been crazy. How are you feeling?
It's cool, man. I mean, nothing really changed for me. I kept going to work, other than trying to like figure out where to get some good workouts in. Once you get that figured out, you're pretty much, that's a year cycle every day. You go to work, and then go to the gym or vice versa, whatever it is. You just got to figure out time to get your workouts in. So that was really the hardest part. But other than that, I'm chilling.
That's sick. That's sick. Now, I mean, obviously, as a fighter training, right? I mean, was there a point where, you stopped in the last couple months or find alternative ways to kind of get in
Uh,
work?
Nah, so I never really stopped. I just try to increase like my endurance as far as like just how far I run. Try to push the pace. Try to get consistent on my 3 miles. Try to push that every so often. Um, and then we had that little gap where the gyms opened up and stuff. So I just took advantage and I stayed consistent there. When restaurants opened up, I slacked off for like about a week or two. That really messed me up just on, you like food and you chase it with a beer or whatever it is. So yeah, it was a little bit like 2 weeks of that, and then we had to get back to it because the gyms were opening up. So I didn't want to go in out of shape.
No, 100%. And that's the kind of name of the game, especially like right now, right? It's funny that this kind of quarantine ended up being like the best thing for local fighters because almost everybody that was waiting for the call for a Bellator or UFC fight, they've gotten the call more so now than any time ever in history that I can remember.
Right.
Everybody's getting the call, and then gas tank issues, are something that is is a
It's a big
factor.
factor. Yeah, it's a big factor.
No, 100%. But I mean, it's not just you. Well, first off, let's get into obviously, you're a proud pupil of the Yard Muay Thai, right? And how did you find that gym?
Dude, it was a funny story. One of my coworkers, we were actually dating sisters, and I had just been telling him like, bro, I'm trying to get back into shape, trying to find like a boxing gym. And there was a guy that worked there. He's like, oh yeah, there's a gym in Lincoln Heights. It's called the Yard. Like, oh, what is it? It's Muay Thai. I was like, what the hell is that? And then so just looked it up, and it looked freaking crazy. I looked up the Yard Muay Thai. Joe came up, and like you just saw like I never seen. I always thought like kicking was for girls. Coming up, it was mainly all hands and stuff. But then I seen Joe blasting fools with kicks like crazy. I was like, damn, that shit is vicious. So we just went to like we linked up at the Yard, and then it was rough. I was like, dang, I gotta stop smoking, before fucking, cause I was dying, and then they just laughed at me. That was pretty much it. They just laughed, and they're like, all right, and I just kept coming back, and I happened to just get pretty good at it, or at least I think I'm pretty good.
No, 100%. Now, I mean, obviously, you came from that ideology of like, ah, man, kicking is for girls. We're gonna square up, right? Like
Yeah.
that kind of that mentality. I know it well. But I mean, obviously, you were changed by what you saw when you first went to the Yard. So let's set the scene. Like, who was there? And what made you
So
stay?
yeah, so like when I first got there, I mean, Mark was there. Yoshi wasn't there yet. This other coach Lee was there. I think I just happened to see Joe. Like I don't know if he was dipping or what, but Joe was there briefly, and then Natalie was working out with us. and she was just kind of pushing the pace, and I'm over here like, bro, I'm not about to let this girl outwork me, not knowing who she was or nothing like that. Ego, like whatever, bro. Like, and I felt I was pretty athletic. I mean, bro, I'm an ex-football player and all that stuff. Like, ran track, did swimming, all that. So I was just all like, bro, there's no way this girl's about to like outwork me. But I mean, like I said, I was dying. There's the other guy, Manny, that's a coach there. He holds mids for Joe. He was there as well. Um, I don't. I mean, like I said, I don't know what it was. I think it was the fact that they gave me like a full experience. You went in there, you did your 3 rounds of jump rope. You freaking go hit your cardio. Then after that, you get into shadow boxing. After you wrap up, hit the bags, and then you get some sparring in. So I got to experience all that on like my first day, and I mean, I didn't get my ass whooped, but I was getting hit a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like in sparring, I know a little bit. I mean, I had like dabbled in boxing when I was younger, so I had a little bit like a rhythm, kind of like a good eye for it, so I could protect myself a little. But yeah, I think it was just the fact that I got to go through like the everyday stuff, and it reminded me of like a boxing gym. It was very similar. You come in, you get your jump rope, you do your cardio, work on your abs, and then you get to everything else. So I think that's really what brought me back, and then everybody right there was dope. So yeah, it was just the ambiance. I don't know.
Yeah, man. And like you said, you competed in other sports, right? But when you train, there's no real like training that you could do to prepare you for a combat sport. There's no amount of running that you could do to learn kicks or
Right.
jujitsu or what have you, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like I said in another interview, like with sports, you always have somebody to rely on, even like in swimming, because it's a whole team thing, right? So as long as you place like in a decent spot, you're gonna get decent points. But like in fighting, bro, it's on you. Like you got to make those openings. Like you got to make sure you're on your shit. As much as your coaches are there, they're not there like really to babysit you. Like it's on you to go in there, put in the work, like work hard, don't slack off. Watch what you're like eating, like everything. It's all on you at the end of the day because that's like it does you no good to do like spectacular in front of your coaches just to make them think like yeah like I'm on my shit when really you're slacking off. You know what I mean? Like it's simple. It's simple. So it's not what you do when people are looking, dog. It's what you do when nobody's looking. You know what I mean? Like, and I've always, I think I heard that way back, and that kind of always just stuck to me. And then like, I have my mom. She's like a single mother, and just that work ethic was instilled in me. And then just we're Mexican, so I don't know. I guess that's just something in our genes or something. But you learn that very on from a young age. Like hard work. So yeah, that always kind of just stuck to me, and I always try to keep that in mind. Like to check myself outside. Like, all right, fool, like you're going a little bit crazy. Like, chill out. So yeah, it's progress, man. You know.
Exactly, exactly. And Jesse Velasquez says individual sports are the best for that reason. It's all team. You can't pick. It it's all the team you can't pick after you. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's an individual sport, right? So you can't rely. I mean, yes, you can essentially rely on your team in terms of coaching and training and what
right.
have you. But once you step into the ring or cage, it's
Yeah,
all you.
yeah. I mean, dude, I mean, how many people do we see that they're like freaking beasts or whatever? You see them training and everything, and then the lights come on, bro, and you can't hit that switch or you're stuck. Like I felt like I had a couple fights where I wasn't stuck, but like that switch was taking a little bit too long to get going. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean it happens. It happens. You can't freeze up. So but again, that's all on you. You got to realize that, and it is what it is. But you got to be able to point it out and then adjust to it. At least that's what I try to figure it out as far as fighting goes for everywhere that I lost, like whatever areas that I lost in. Like, why did I lose that? What could I have done better? Like, and then that's pretty much it. Whether it be like, they said no clinching, and then this dude double clinching you. You know what I'm saying? Tight clinch and then kneeing you, and I'm just like, well, shit. What am I gonna do? I should have just dumped him. Whatever, catch the knee, anything, instead of just waiting for the ref to break it up. So that's lesson learned. Boom. You know, that's just not gonna happen again, and so on and so forth. So at least that's how I go about just learning. I guess I don't know.
No, I mean it's worked for you, you know. But I mean that first day or first kind of like um tenure at the gym, right? I know when I was, I mean, for a short time, I did striking, right? And it
Nice.
seems so off for me, right? Just completely, and I'm not naturally gifted in terms of timing and coordination. So
Right.
I mean I think I even kind of kicked a heavy bag with shin guards on. It was a mess. It was a mess.
Like,
So
it's a
so
funny
what,
visual, dude. I love seeing that. It's hilarious.
dude? It happened. It happened, and I mean, none other than Savant Young was the person who was like, yeah, bro, like, nah, man. I was like, oh no, like I
Yeah.
watched you on IFL, like I can't. Oh no, I can't live this down, you know.
Yeah.
So what was the moment, like the watershed moment where you were like, oh man, there's a combo that, because you know when you're first starting, it's like you're drowning in the water, you know, kind of
Yeah.
slowly, right? But, you know, there's a watershed moment where you like hit the combo, or you hear the sound of the bang when you hit it, and you're like, I did that. Like, was there a watershed moment where you're like, oh damn, this is what I'm supposed to be doing right now?
Uh. So like, dude, I didn't do anything right the first week when I started at the gym. Like, but shadow box. All I did was shadow box and work on my stance, so I could get the rhythm down. I was like, bro, if I can't get the rhythm down or figure out the stance, how can I advance to everything else? You know what I mean? The only thing that I knew really was just kind of boxing combos, a little bit of movement, and I always listened when I was younger. I was here, like work the jab, stick to the jabs, and so on and so forth. So to me, if you see any of my fights, bro, I'm jabbing all day, jab, 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 all day. You know, so I live off the jab. So no matter what. So anyways, they put me in like I was like the fifth day, and Mark's like, "Oh yeah, go ahead and spar with this guy. His name is JoJo. This guy used to fight all the time, right?" So I was like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Oh, does he have fights?" So I was like, "Yeah, yeah, he has a couple fights." Oh, like how many fights? The guy has like 22 fights. I was like, "Bro, what? Like, what are you talking about?" You know what I mean? I was like, "What are you talking about, dude?" So whatever, we get in the ring and like he's like, "Oh yeah, like just go easy." So we're freaking first round goes off. This was cracking me. I was like, "What the hell?" And I told him, I was like, "Hey bro, coach said to go easy," and he's all like, "Yeah, but I get tired if I go easy." And I was all like, "Oh yeah, well I get tired, bro, if I go hard. So we got to figure it out." And then it would just got to the point where it was like, "Well, fuck that. I'm not just gonna let this fool." Oh, sorry, can I cuss? Yeah, all right. I was just like, man, fuck that dude. Like, I'm not about to let this fool just swing on me. So I started just boxing him up. I saw that he liked to box, so I ended up just like bringing him back to the boxing, and I ended up cracking him with it was like a hook, well, like an overhand, and then I came back with a left hook, and that shit rocked him, and then I just kind of chilled out, and then he started to calm down a little bit, and yeah, that was like my first real fight, I guess, at the gym, and it was fun. Like, I mean, I held my own. You know what I mean? Like Mark was like, "Oh, you know, like you got some potential. You just got to work." And I was like, "How soon can I fight?" That was my first question to him. Like, "What's the earliest?" He's like, "If you're really good, like 6 months." I was like, "Well, fuck it, let's do it." You know, and that was it, dude. Like, I don't know.
That man, that's a trial by fire, you know. And sometimes, you know, the best fights actually happen in the gym, you know.
Yeah.
It's the fights that most people don't see, you know.
Oh, dude, I've had like battle. I've had like some. I get beat up. I think I get beat up more at the gym than at my fights. I get hit way more at the gym than at my fights by everybody too. It's like, why is this fool hitting me? He shouldn't be hitting me like that, you know. And then you just get popped. It's like a lot of people are good, you know.
Yeah, 100%. And Jesse, he's saying basics first for
Yeah.
sure, you know. And he's got a question. So, what made you transition from Muay Thai to MMA?
Honestly, I started like when I was all right. So the whole Muay Thai thing at the time, dude, I had a lady and everything. You know, I was pretty young. And then so I trained, had a smoker, I won that, and I was getting ready for a Thai New Year fight. And then I don't think Coach Mark thought I was gonna make the weight, to be honest. And then he didn't say anything to me. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna fight." I was like, "All right, cool. I'm training, I'm working hard." And then it's like about a week out, and I was like, "Hey, Coach, I'm on weight," and he's all like, "For what?" I was like, what do you mean for what? Dude, we're supposed to get down this weekend. He's all like, oh, no, no. The fight's not happening. I was all like, what? You know? I had no idea what happened, but I didn't think, I think he didn't think I was going to make the weight, you know? But whatever. But not to shit on him, because Mark's always fucking, he's funny, dude. I fucking love that guy. But he's always like his thing first. Like I think he didn't want me to fight at first just because I was always too heavy. But I'm just a heavy dude, you know. I don't think he wanted me fighting at heavyweight. But I was all like, bro, you see me out here trying. Like I don't know what else I could do, you know.
Yeah.
I watch my diet. I'm training the whole nine. You know, I don't know what else I could do, coach. So, but we're figuring it out. You know.
No, 100%. And I mean, again, a trial by fire. Now, obviously, you were, a multi-sport athlete prior to coming to, combat sports, right? And, you know, anybody that has, seen and worked with you at the gym. I mean, I had Natalie, Lady Killface, on last week, her husband Dustin just this morning, and they say like the amount of power and agility that you have, you're almost like a tank with a Porsche engine. Like you're so quick, you're so smooth. What do you attribute that to?
Uh, all right, I'm gonna answer that question real quick. I didn't answer the last question. Why did I go to MMA? Because that's where the money's at, bro. I decided at 23 years old I'm gonna make this a living, so I gotta be well versed and go where the money's at. Anyways, back to my talents or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. I think I attribute that to just good footwork. As far as when I was younger, this is gonna sound funny, but I was in a lot of quinceañeras and I was pretty good at dancing. You know what I'm saying? So I learned a lot of good footwork. And then I used to tell my mom, like, man, you gotta stop volunteering me for all this stuff. You better make some money and rent me or something. You know what I mean? I was all like, bro, I didn't even know. Just like, oh yeah, quinceañera. So I was just doing reps all the time, footwork. And then like basketball, I used to play basketball when I was little. So you get fundamental footwork there. And then eventually, I just made the transition to football, and my foot, like you do a lot of footwork drills there. So uh, yeah, just I think just a lot of repetition and dancing. I got a good rhythm, you know.
so does that make you the combat Shyamalan champion of the world?
I mean, we're gonna have to see, you know. Hey, Tyson Fury puts on the show, you know. That guy sings, dances, does all that stuff. So who knows?
Yeah, man. Hey, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of work to, wear that. What is it? The Little Mermaid suit or
Yeah,
whatever.
you know what
She
I
comes
mean.
out
They're
as
very
Ariel,
much.
and to do
Yeah,
five. Holy shit.
yeah, yeah, dude. It was funny, but I mean, hey, those times are fun. Like, you're hanging out with girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, what else could you ask for? You're hanging out and dancing with girls. So don't be a hater, dude. For whoever's
Yeah,
watching, dating.
bro. I mean, I grew up in England and half black, half Fijian, but for whatever reason, I gravitated more towards the Latinos. Right, they're the only ones that really took me in, and I was jumping on for a couple of them, right, and it
Oh,
was
there you go.
hilarious because you know the fathers would spend so much money, learning the dance and getting the costumes and everything like that, and I'm like, there's a little bit of chemistry between
Yeah, yeah,
me and the daughter and whatever. And
yeah,
then we get to the quince, and I've worked out for like, 6 weeks, right?
yeah,
To like ask the dad, like, hey, can I date your daughter, right? So I
yeah.
get the nerve, and he's all like, and it's not just the father, it's like all the
The family.
tios and the padrinos and
Yeah,
whatever. And I'm like, hey, can I date your daughter? And it's just like, there's like that scene in Fools Rush In with Matthew Perry and all of, Salma Hayek's family and whatever,
yeah.
and be like, "Hey, so can I date your daughter?" And like, no, pendejo, no. Hey, but
No,
you want a beer? You want a beer?
yeah, for
So I would
sure.
get plastered, and like she's looking over like, what happened? I was like,
It
fuck,
didn't
whatever.
happen. Yeah, that's what happened. That- that's funny. No, yeah, but dude, those things were dope. Like when it came down to the day of, once everything's, you did the waltz or whatever, it's a good time after. You know what I mean? It's a good time. So Yeah, good footwork. That's what it is. I just could dance, and I guess I got. I mean, I got a little bit of. I'm a little. I got a little bit of quickness, you know. So
Well, it's worked.
yeah, that's what I. I mean, hey, I work to my strength. I feel like I'm faster than everybody, and I think I gotta. You know, I can freaking pick up stuff pretty good defense. So you know,
No, I mean it's not. It's not. It's not you just thinking that, man. When you've got again Lady Killface, Dustin, you've got Yoshi. I've heard it from everybody at the yard. You're kind
yeah,
of like the quickest, swiftest dude in there, and again, you're kind of the biggest dude in there.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. Well, there's this guy Uzi. He's pretty. He's not that. He's not big. He's lighter than me, but he's a big dude and he can move good too, man. He's yeah. That guy gives me problems sometimes. It pisses me off, you know.
Maybe
But I love
maybe
that
he
guy.
was training in La Posada or something. You know?
What's that?
Maybe he was doing La Posada. You know,
Yeah,
before that.
something. He could be. You know, he has good footwork too. You know.
It all
So
counts. It
yeah,
all
yeah.
counts, right?
So, I just think it's easier to find like you know when you got all that practice, you start hearing like for certain beats and like that's all timing. So I guess in retrospect, that's what I was working my timing and just reacting or whatever it was, dude. It worked. I don't know. It's just muscle memory, I guess.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, there are certain things that you are, whether it be genetically or, experience driven, that, sets you apart from, other people, and some things may
Right.
come easier and some things may come harder. Do
Yeah.
you wonder day in and day out, why am I this way? Or do you use it to your advantage, right? And that's one
Yeah.
thing that you've done.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, yeah. Like you said, I don't know. I go out there, dude. Like I said, I had another little interview for like another channel, and it was just like, dude, I think I could compete with whoever, you know, and I have a shot at winning every time. So I attribute that just to the success I've had. Like I fought good dudes, you know. Like I don't think I've ever took anybody where I was a favorite really. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And everybody's big, way bigger than me. I'm 5'9", dude. You know what I'm saying? That the smallest guy I fought was like 5'10", I think. So there you go. I whoop ass every time, so it's working. I just got to make little tweaks to put people away, and then that's what I've been working on, just to get those finishes. You know, not trying to go 3 rounds, 5 rounds, whatever it is. You know.
Yeah. No, 100%. And Jesse said it's always no from Mexican dads.
For sure.
So it's the struggle is always real. You celebrate.
They're such haters.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you celebrate the womanhood, right? And
Yeah.
one part of the womanhood is us, right?
Yeah.
You would
Exactly.
think, like you.
But
Obviously, they got there. They, thus having the daughter, so they know what
yeah.
it's about. But like, they just like, no, no.
Yeah. You can wait a little bit, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and Jesse's also saying you're the Mexican Tyson Fury.
for
Holy,
for
for
sure.
sure.
You know, dude. That's what's up.
Yeah, and shout out to Jesse, man. Again, IFS champion.
Yeah,
purple belt
Jesse's
in
dope.
Brazilian. Huh?
Jesse's dope. I follow him on Instagram. I see them. I see him at the fights all the time. So it was tight. That whole gym is tight. Like everybody, there's a lot of good gyms out here. So it's hard when you're like, you see a guy freaking win in the back that you like, and then there's the homie that he just whooped, and you like that guy too, and it's just like, yeah, I feel you, bro, and I feel you too, dog. Like, fuck. But if you don't get in it to be the best and fight the best, bro, what are you in it for, you know? So fuck it. It is what it is.
No, 100%. And it's absolutely awesome that we're in this kind of Southern California fight scene because I mean, literally, I remember growing up in Inglewood, and the only thing combat sports related, like, would be a Gracie Baja, like right on like Manhattan Beach Boulevard, right off of the or Redondo Beach Boulevard, right off the 405, right? But
Uh,
now in that same stretch, even before you get there, you've got Systems Training Center. You've got, Team Victory Muay Thai. There's a litany of gyms where there was nothing 15, 20 years ago,
Yeah.
the Yard is just like right there, by the Lincoln Cypress Station. And, you could just jump off the train and train, with like literal world champions.
Word. Yeah. Yeah, it's dope, man. I mean, I've had a lot of people hit me up, and I just tell them, like, dude, just come through. Like, stop asking me all these questions. The first session is free. Pull up. If you're really serious and you really want to check it out, just come check it out. Like, I don't have to convince you to come to this gym. You know what I mean? Because didn't nobody convince me. Like, I just went and I liked it and I stayed, and then that's it. That's just like that's the vibes right there. So
No, it is, and it takes a special breed, and everybody has a different set of what is it? Like if somebody wants to lose weight, right? Getting cracked in the chin might not be their ideal,
yeah,
way to do that, right?
exactly. Yeah, but
So
that's the thing. Like, if you go in there ahead of time, right, and then you just let them know, like, yo, I'm not really trying to be over here in the contact. You'll run everything. The only thing you won't do is spar. Like, you'll still drill. You won't be getting hit, right? You go back and forth, back and forth. But you're like, oh, no, I'm not trying to spar. All right, cool. You know, that's it. You knock out your abs and you're done for the day or whatever else you want to work on type stuff. Well,
no,
yeah, that's how easy. That's how it was. Right now that right before this whole thing happened, or like where that little brief period that it opened up, they were doing them more in like classes, and that's cool too because you're getting Joe working you out. Like we're like, what the hell is this? It wasn't like crazy stuff, but it was just didn't make no sense how we were all dying. And then, but then you get to pick it. Everybody gets to pick his brain at the same time, so that's dope too. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So,
man,
so we gotta
no,
hurry up
100%,
and get up.
100%. And Ryan Mossberg, who's holding it down in Arkansas, he says would love to come down and train with all the talent from Cali. So Ryan, come on down. I'm
Yeah,
I'm like
man.
Roddy. Come on down.
Yeah, it ain't no. You know, there's a bunch like at the yard. There's always so many people to remember because there's so there used to be so many like people just coming in from wherever, coming in like, oh no, I'm just here. I just came to train. Like what, bro? Came here for a weekend to train? Like, what are you talking about? You come just train a week? Like, it's crazy. Like, like how far the name reaches and like people I want to come out here. It's pretty tight. Like people want to come out and check out the gym. So, yeah, I take that shit with pride a lot. Especially when I fight. That's why I'm not a really. I fucking hate losing, dude, because I feel like I let the gym down. So, yeah, that's the only thing I take that shit to heart as far as like the gym goes. Like, oh, I'm from the yard because I've like, I've competed there. I represented the name and I won. You know what I mean? Like when I won that title at Knockout Promotion, like I was fighting for out of the yard. You know what I mean? So out of a Muay Thai gym, and we went and won an MMA heavyweight title. Like what? You know?
No, and again, to the path is paved with gold, right? So to bring gold home to an already prestigious gym like the Yard, that had to be cool. Flying that colors and I mean, literally, earning championship gold because of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and also it just kind of falls in with Lincoln Heights, right? Like the yard colors are what orange, white, and black, right? And then the Lincoln High School, that's their colors pretty much, orange and black. That's the freaking the city high school right here for Lincoln Heights. So it just kind of all falls in to each other, and then it's just more of like a pride thing, like representing the city of Lincoln Heights. Because it's like such a small city. A lot of people don't even know where Lincoln Heights is at. So you gotta tell them, oh, I'm in Chinatown, or right before Chinatown, right before downtown, whatever, or El Sereno. People know El Sereno more than Lincoln Heights, So it's like, yeah, take that shit with pride, like just rocking the yard.
No, 100%. And again, I at the end of the day, I believe a little bit of grit, goes a long way. It's not the
Yeah,
flashiest gym, by any means, but if you want as close to an authentic Muay Thai experience, like a Thai Muay Thai experience, I don't think there's a better place than the Yard.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was just lucky to find it, dude. I happened to just live right there, you know. Like, and then somebody just said, "Hey, come on down," and I did. I could have just not went, and then I would have never known anything about the Yard. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just that's why I just tell people like, just come check it out. If you like it, you like it. Like you'll know.
No, 100%. And that's one thing. Mark, the last time I was there, I think to do an interview with D Rod, right? Right before, I think it was his last fight at Combate, and Mark kind of taps me on the shoulder and he goes, "Next time you come, bring your shorts." And I was like, "Oh, damn, it's
Yeah,
real."
yeah, yeah. Mike's a funny guy, man. Just yeah, he's hilarious. I freaking love that guy. But yeah, it's just stuff like that. Like he was serious though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no,
Like,
100%.
he was serious, but
You
it's
know
fun.
what? Yeah,
That's stuff that you'll be like, you know what? Well, I'll take you up on it. You know, eventually I'll win you over. So yeah,
yeah, because I've got more than a few pounds to lose, so there's that. And
dude,
you
you
know
and
what?
me both. You and me both, man. I'm fit in the camera right now.
Dude, I don't know. You're looking pretty swell. I mean, you're looking
Yeah,
you're looking like a brick shit house, really.
I be trying. It's because I hit weights yesterday. I think you know I hit weights and I haven't sweat anything out. So I hate fucking looking like a square. You know, I don't like walking around like that. It feels weird.
Yeah, and someone you know well, Dustin, goes
Hey,
big
what's up,
homie.
dude? That's right. He's the big homie, dude. Dustin, I love that guy. He's freaking dope, man. And then I think I caught a little bit about on the podcast. He was talking about his one of his smokers. I think it's on YouTube, dude. If you type in his name, bro, that shit was crazy. They were just blasting each other with leg kicks. It was hilarious. It was just like who's gonna give up first type shit, you know? Like, dude, it was dope. It's a dope fight. You should watch it. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the crazy thing for people that aren't in like combat sports to understand, right? Most people have that preconceived notion that everybody in here is just like brutes and angry people and
Yeah,
ex-cons and whatever. And it's like it's not even that. It's probably the most cerebral thing. It's mental chess, right? And when
right.
you're talking about those fights where I mean, literally all of the training, all the combos, everything like that, you've thrown it. You've thrown them and that person is still there. And the same thing, like they've
Yeah,
thrown everything that they had with you, and then it just goes into like pure heart and
yeah,
muscle memory, and like who's gonna give up first? Like
yeah.
it's literally
Just
like that,
tough.
and you see that.
Yeah, just being tough, dude. I don't know, but yeah, that's what you're saying. Like, yeah, I've been there. You know, like fuck, who's gonna? I've cracked this food with everything. This food's still standing there. How? You know how? So that's what I've been trying to work on. Like, just being sharp. You know, I'm trying to be crispy and just freaking boop bop these foods real quick and drop them and call it a wrap. You know. So I know I could go. I mean, if I don't have to go the distance, I won't. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so that's the goal, man. Just trying to get better.
No. So I mean, obviously, 2020 is a crazy, crazy year, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, what was the trajectory looking like? I mean, how many fights did you want to have this year? Like what was the mindset?
Yeah. So I was coming off my last fight was in September, dude, last year, and I was coming off like I think it was like three losses, and it was just out of not a mistake, dude, but I took a chance, you know, I took a gamble. I was going out there trying to put a show on, trying to knock people out, and that's not how I fight, you know. So it cost me whatever though. So there were kind of setbacks. Eventually, I got a fight set up, and then the same day, dude, I was already all happy. One, I was fighting. Two, it was the last day that I had to go to these AA classes for a DUI I had got. So I was just all like, bro, so relieved. You know what I'm saying? And then as I'm coming out of that class, dude, I look at my phone, And Coach Marks is texting me like, "Hey, these guys just pulled out." I was like, "Bro, what are you talking about? Like, it's fight morning. Like, what do you? It's fight day already. What are you talking about? You know?" And I was like, "So what? Are they gonna try to find a replacement or what?" And they're just like, "Nah, they're just gonna scrap it." I was like, "Well, fuck it then, you know." And then I got a fight at Fighters Rep. I was just at this point, I just kept training, and I just wanted to fight somebody. I needed to get experience. Like I just wanted to get the reps in, you know. Now just getting the reps in the ring and live competition. So we took this fight, and the mindset was just like work on my cardio. I did everything I was supposed to, and just fight. Just whatever was open, hit it. If it was open, hit that shit. And I was trying to just pretty much get a TKO. So what happened? That's what I was aiming for. My goal was for the ref to be like, "Hey, bro, that's enough for you." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that shit happened. I was working up to the body, and then we got that win. I got an offer from Knockout Promotion. They had that for Luke Shranky. Shranky had just fought or was their champion, and then I guess he's gonna go pro or whatever. So they vacated that title, and they hit me up to fight the guy that Shranky had just beat. I was like, whatever, dude. I don't care. Like, let's run it. It was only like a month after, and we were getting ready again, and then dude pulls out. Oh, we're not gonna fight because of whatever. He hasn't been training. Like, bro, that's on you. Why would you agree to it if you knew you weren't with it? Like, if you're really trying to be a champion, this is your second opportunity. Come get it. You ain't gonna win, but come get it. You know what I mean? At least go for it. So that was my mindset. And then we booked one more. I think it was for January, right before this whole shit happened, and it was gonna be in Lake Tahoe. Forget the promotion's name. And same thing. A week out, dude fucking says no. I don't know if they were scared or they thought I was too experienced or what, and they just pulled out. They said, "Nah, we could run it later on in the summer." So I was like, "Whatever." And then I was just, in the gym, dude, staying ready, waiting for shit to happen. I was trying to fight at least 3 to 4 times this year. If I wasn't like too hurt or anything were to happen where fights finish early, because I was looking at finishing fights. I don't care if it was TKOs or what, but just finishing the fight. So that was the goal, man. So I was trying to fight as much as possible and just get the experience. So when I hit the scene, I could hit the scene like D-Rod, and just start knocking fools out and fucking getting paid. That's pretty much the goal. I'm trying to get there first and then take over.
It is, and like Jesse's even saying, all the best fighters are extremely smart people. It's a chess game for sure, and Jesse's training at Fight Academy. I used to train at Fight Academy. We literally had people that worked at what is it, the not Caltech, but the JPL, the Jet Propulsion
Uh,
Laboratory. So you had literal engineers and scientists that would send stuff to the moon. But
yeah,
when Heinrich was teaching them like a 1-2 cross combo, they were having trouble. Or
yeah,
Yves Edwards was teaching him how to do an armbar and whatever, they'd have trouble. And
yeah,
again, it sounds cliche, but there's levels to this.
for sure. No, that's the thing. Like a lot of these things that people say are cliche, is just basically dumbed down for people to understand. They still don't get it. It's too basic for them. You know what I'm saying? Like when people say, "Oh, hard work pays off," you think it's just a saying, but it's not though. Think about like if you think about anybody that like I guess really successful or like in their own right, whatever that may be, it wasn't just because they stumbled upon it. Like there was an idea and there was a freaking plan, and then they believed in themselves, and then they just got to it, right? And then eventually it got to what they wanted it to be or what they thought it was gonna be like. So it's not just a saying; it's the truth. But you're just like, oh yeah, it's that easy. It is that easy. It's that simple, but it's not gonna be an easy road. You get me? So, but I'm all
Nope.
like again, I'm learning all this now that I'm old. Like as I'm progressing and turning to the older head in the younger crowd, because I used to be the opposite way. So, yeah, man, it's a mind fuck sometimes.
No, 100%, 100%. I couldn't agree with you anymore. And I mean, like the first time, like I had a striking class, had absolutely like no hands to me, and stepping into Fight Academy, and none other than James the Beast Wilson is my sparring partner. Ugh.
Yeah.
And and it was just like working combos and getting the flow, or whatever. And he's holding pads for me, and he's like, "Hit me harder." I was like, I'm looking up at him, but he's like, 6'4", but just built all hell, and I was just like, I mean, great guy, right? But
Yeah.
I was just like, he's like, hit me harder. I'm like, no, no, and I found my cushy place right behind a microphone. So that was the end of that.
Yeah. Sometimes, it's hard, man. It's hard to think. I always say, man, there's something wrong with us, dude. Like, think about it. You come to the gym, you work out, you get punched in the face, right? And then you come back for that shit again. Something's wrong with us. You know what I mean? Like, something's the matter, but it's dope. Like, it's cool. It's all good. If you can take it, you take it. If not, you're like, hey, bro, I'm out of here. Which is probably a smart thing to do, you know?
No, 100%, and it's not just that. Not only are you coming back for more, but like the person that just punched you in the face, they basically are your best friend.
Yeah, yeah. They try to tell you, hey, you know how you can stop that? Do this, and then they hit you with something else. You know? I was like, wow, did you just tell me to do that so you can open this up and crack me on this side, or what? But it's all learning. It's all learning.
It is, it is. And speaking of things to learn, Jesse said, "Hey, that crispy, I like that. He's taking that. He's taking it." So,
No, that's mine, bro. I'm extra crispy. You know what I'm saying? Come on, dog. Nah, you know what? He could have it. He called me the Mexican Tyson Fury. He could have that. Extra crispy.
see, that's it. It's all love, man. It's all
Yeah,
love.
that's it, man.
Now, speaking of things that you love, right? So, obviously, former California State title contender and what have you. What has been your favorite fight to date in your career?
Shit, dude. I mean, I've had a lot of good fights. I think the Daniel one was a good one. The second fight, dude, we need to run the fucking trilogy. And I already fought him twice in MMA, bro. You get what I'm saying? That's his sport for sure. Like I said, I took up MMA for the money, straight up. Like I ain't playing, but it's now I got a different love for it. I got a different understanding for it. But Daniel, I follow him on Instagram, dude, and I seen him working on his boxing and everything. So we could do just straight up boxing if he wants, just straight kickboxing if he wants, Muay Thai, whatever. But just straight stand up, fuck it, why not? You know. So Daniel, if you're watching this shit, bro, get ready, homie. I don't care about how many times, bro.
Oh
I'm
my
just
God!
saying, he's good, bro. Daniel's good. I got mad
Yeah.
love, like he's good. But we gotta settle that shit. I didn't think he really could have beat me that last time. I just fucked up, and he ended up in good position. You know, that's all it was. He just fucking landed a good position, and I couldn't get out of it, dude. Whatever. I take the L on that one, but let's run it back to settle the score, bro. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And for those who aren't in the know, obviously you're referring to Daniel the Raging Bull Arpajon, who's not only the current California State heavyweight champion, but also the California cruiserweight champion as well.
Yeah, he's a cruiserweight champion. I think he's a light heavyweight champ.
Oh, yes, it is light heavyweight. My bad.
Yeah, yeah. But either way, man, I think the guy he fought for the light heavyweight title, it was like some striker guy, but you could tell that guy didn't want no smoke. He wasn't ready for Daniel, yo. Like, if you're not, even for that first fight that I had with him, that's the guy I was telling you. I was hitting him with everything, and he was just still fucking standing in front of me. That was that knockout. Um, and dude, I was cracking him. I was swinging hard. This fool was just eating it, walking forward. So the second fight, I knew what I was getting myself into. That's why I came in heavier. And then lo and behold, Daniel came in lighter this time. So I was like, oh fuck. And I was trying to go for the knockout, dude. If you guys go back and watch that fight, bro, you're gonna see when I miss, bro, I miss. Like I'm throwing haymakers. Like I was throwing everything into it. I was trying to get him out of there. Fuck it. You know, I was trying to get the state title and then hopefully get an offer somewhere to go to the show. You know, but I didn't. So that's how it goes. You take a gamble. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You know,
Yeah,
and
man, that's a
and he's
what
just a
is
good
it?
opponent, man. Like I say, just a good opponent. It's all love. Like if there's anyone, there's that one. There's Daniel, the trilogy. I told Shranky too, let's run it back because he punched me in the armpit and then I slipped and they called it a knockdown and that's why he won. I'm not talking shit, bro, but it's for real. How do you knock me down with an armpit punch? It doesn't make sense. All right, so there's that one. So that's two right there, bro. Already we could get going in the year, but I think he's gonna go pro, so I could just fight him in the pros. There's no biggie. And then there's a dude, Lucas Drew, that I fought for the USKO heavyweight title. That guy's big. I was like fucking 3-0, and he was like 15-3 when I fought him. And it was a good fight, dude. He landed a pretty good knee to the liver, and I fucking got up. But when I got up, my body said, "Nah, bro," you know. And then that was it. So I feel like those three fights, I would love to run back, just because they're all like top guys. They're all freaking good guys. I think Lucas is now the IKF champion or whatever it is,
Yeah,
and you know Daniel is a freaking two-time state champion, and then freaking so Shranky, you know. So I'm not going after chumps or bums or nothing, bro. I want the champs. Just because I didn't, you know, I thought I could beat them. I didn't really think they beat me like that. So at least give me a second shot. Or whoever I gotta fight, whatever. But I'm with it. So if any matchmakers are out there, you want to take those names and do something with it, yeah, holler, dog.
there it is. There it is.
You know?
Now, obviously, uh, talk about the tippy top, right? So there's a guy that you and I both know,
Uh huh.
because obviously there's UFC fights happening on Saturday, but a
Yes, sir.
guy that you and I both know, one Daniel D. Rodriguez is fighting, right? So what is it? I mean, what has been Daniel's influence on you as a fighter?
Um, Well, for D Rod, when I met D Rod, it was one of those things again where I didn't know who he was and he didn't know who I was at the gym, and we were just kind of watching each other. I think at least I was. I was like, "Who is this fool?" You know, trying to see how he warmed up or what. And he was with Matt Spencer actually, and then Matt was gearing up, and I was like, "Fool, what's up? You trying to get some work? Like, I'll warm you up or whatever." Talking to Matt, and then so I got some work with Matt, and then I was able to work with D Rod. We started sparring and whatnot, and he just gave me like a cool little compliment, like, "Oh, bro, you were able to touch me more than fucking anybody here." And I was just kind of like, for like, cool, thanks. But at the same time, I didn't know he was a pro or anything like that. You know what I mean? I was just all like, yeah, okay, like, for sure. Like, I didn't understand that. You know what I mean? Where his level was at, I was just all like, yeah, why wouldn't I? You know what I'm saying? If it was open type shit. So that's kind of how I met him. And then after that shit, we're just cool, man. We got work. You know, he's dropped me a couple times and fucking at the gym with some liver shots, and he's worked with me for on like some of the MMA stuff. And honestly, he's just a big motivation. You know what I mean? Because like I get to see like that whole work ethic that I be talking about. Like you can always work harder, dude. Because D Rod's work like already before he was like fully into the UFC, bro. That he was like doing his other jobs or whatever. He was always getting a run and he was always like working, and he would be posting it. You know what I mean? Like he be posting it. So you see all this work all the time, nonstop. So it's like, all right, cool. It's good motivation, and now you're seeing it pay off. Because I saw him fight at Combate. Like I was like, oh, it's a completely different fighter, dude, than when like we fight at the gym. You know what I mean? He's like super sharp, super patient, and like just like he belongs. You know what I mean? Like you could tell, like, oh, these fools aren't really on his level though, type shit. You know? And we used to talk about that shit. He's like, bro, I could compete with the UFC. I was like, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, these fools ain't that good. Like, I be watching a lot of fools that are like, what? You know? So, but you should think like that as a fighter, dog. You should think like you're at the tippy top, you know, or that you could compete with the tippy top. Like, fuck, you know? I don't know. At least that's my thought process. And then I just see D Rod like work hard as fuck always. Then he took that fight with Tim Means, like fucked his ass up. You know, then he fought homeboy from out here from the local circuit. One of
Mhm.
the boys, and that guy's
Yeah.
good, man. That guy came out here hard, and it was a good tough fight. It was a good showing. He got that win at the Contender Series. So I mean, shit, D-Rod is just that's the whole hard work pays off. That's the perfect example, right? All you gotta do is follow him on Instagram. You know what I mean? Just follow his Instagram, and you'll see hard work pays off type shit. So yeah, man, that's a D Rod's influence on I think everybody at the gym or anybody that's fighting that's kind of that knows him like before you hit the scene and everything. Like you know, that's the inspiration. It's just hard work. Like he's a dad and he loves his kids. So it's just tight. Like he's just putting in the work and getting the rewards. And I guess cooking barbecue. I seen the interview. He said he likes to cook barbecue now. So sounds good to me. Shit, you getting paid to fight? Sign me up.
No,
So
100%, 100%. And not just to be able to, you know, compete, in when the cage door closes. It's to compete in life, to do your very best. You might not be perfect, but to do your very best at everything you do.
yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Like, I mean, D Rod's just a perfect example, dude, of that shit. Like hard work. I mean, you see Joe too. Um, but I haven't really worked with Joe too much, just a couple of times, and even then, I've been watching a lot of this, like just Michael Jordan stories, and you talk about like the Allen Iverson when he's like Allen Iverson's trying to say like, bro, like, oh, I really rock with you, this and that. He's like, you don't rock with me that much, bro. If you want to hit me with that crossover. So that kind of put me in a mindset because I went back to thinking like the times that I would move around with Joe a little bit here and there, bro. I just kind of be touching him, you know what I mean? I wasn't really trying to crack his food, but I go back and I think like when JoJo, that guy that I sparred that had like 22 fights, the first time I sparred, um, JoJo used to go at it with that fool, and I was all like for sure, bro. Like that's how much I want to show I'm gonna rock with you, bro. I'm gonna give you like the best look I can give you, like the best work. Forget about the name and all that shit. Let's just fucking work type stuff. So if I ever get the opportunity again, like that's my mindset, anyways. You know.
Mindset of a champion, my man. That's it. That's it. Now, one of the other things that you've kind of uh, not use your mindset for, right? You've used your mindset for is your YouTube channel, which I'm a subscriber. I'm not gonna lie; it's some of the funniest shit ever, right? I love the name of that song. That
Oh
was
yeah.
my favorite video, right? So, what was it that led you to create the It's Edgar Foo YouTube channel?
Honestly, well, it says it in the name, bro. Like that's me. I'm a fool, pretty much. I be doing just shit that I think's fun to me. I mean, my little brother put me on a couple of little YouTubers, bro, and they do like some pretty cool videos, and I'd be right there stuck watching it like a dummy, like just stuck watching. But I'm entertained, and it's fun. And like I was watching these guys and everything, and like you can see the progress right in the videos, and I was like, bro, I could do all this shit. Like this is fun. So I like made a plan or whatever, got a camera, started trying to come up with videos, and that was kind of just the goal here in like for 2020 was like just to get like to promote myself, right? Like obviously, eventually, I'm gonna start including like videos for fighting and all that stuff, but just right now, like everybody knows when you're a fighter, like okay, we get it, bro. You're a fighter, you fight, you train all the time, like. Is that all you do? Like, nah, bro. Like, this is how I spend my time. It gives you a different look into like me type shit. And like if I could hit a different audience and then put those together, like to fighting and all that shit, like I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to hit the scene, bro. I'm trying to be ready, like just boom, ready to go. So if I could build a fan base and get like a lot of names or whatever behind me, like just support, like a lot of eyes behind me, um, before I even hit the scene, dude, that's some leverage you got, just to for value wise, as far as like the business aspect of everything, which is what I'm saying. Like that's what I've been like just looking at and paying attention to is like the business aspect and how much of a business it is because it always gets brought up. It's a business. It's a business. Like so you look at like Shane O'Malley doing his freaking little podcast and all that. You got fucking Jorge Masvidal giving you his little videos too, pretty tight, you know. So I mean, what other way to do it? You know, it's a good way to do it. So
No,
yeah,
100%. You know, I always tell, you know, of course, you know, you selling the fight is cool, right? And,
yeah,
you know, but if, you know, as an interviewer, when everybody, you know, especially like on a camo card that has 18 fights and all like literally, so double the fighters of the 18 fights, and everybody is saying, oh, I'm going to kill that fool, right?
yeah,
It loses, you know, you didn't really tell anyone about you, right?
right,
And
yeah,
the thing about it is you, especially as a professional athlete, a combat sports athlete, the name of the game is you are the CEO of your own branding line, right? And we
right,
saw with Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan, yes, probably one or two, right, of the greatest NBA players or basketball players of all time, right?
yeah,
But with his Jordan brand, right, there are people that don't even know him as a basketball player, which I think it's crazy.
yeah,
But people that don't even know him as a basketball player that are lining out every time a new pair of Jordans drop.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, like, that's the goal, man. Like, I have, like I said, I set myself some goals for the year, just about like how much content I want to put out, like what type, and then just trying to figure out what type of content. You know, you don't want to get like too caught up on the same shit over and over and over, where people kind of already expect something. So, that's really just my goal right now. I mean, the channel's doing pretty good. Plus, I get my little brother out there. You know, I have fun with my little brother, and then my homie. That's my homie from high school. I know that guy like about 10 years, and like yeah, dude. I mean, that's we just have a good time. We all just kind of vibe off each other, and shit. Since like my little brother just went into high school and all that, hopefully this could turn into something bigger. You know what I mean? And then he could already have some sort of like foundation. He's like my camera guy, so this is all kind of like a team thing that we're fucking trying to. I'm trying to put together. So when the money comes in, because that's the plan, you know, to somehow get some sort of bread, however that is, fucking, we can spread it around with each other, and then everybody be straight, you know. So yeah, that's I'm telling you, man. I've been putting a lot of thought process into the next couple of years because I'm about to be. I mean, dude, I'm a freaking grown ass man on YouTube. What the fuck? Like doing like games, like you know what I mean? But whatever, dude. Like that shit's fun to me. I don't really care. And I guess people get to see, you know, like how like another side of me, you know. So that's cool.
Yep, no, 100%. And Dustin says that we go to Japanese barbecue and drink sake too. So,
Yeah, yes,
hey,
we do. Yes, we do. Freaking actually, Dustin. Shout out to Dustin. He's all like, bro, if you go out and freaking stop this fool on your next fight, like we'll go to some fucking Korean barbecue, and like it's on me. So it was myself and Coach Yoshi. We went out there with Dustin, and we had a good time. We had a good time eating food, drinking sake. You know.
so Kenpai, you know, that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
no man. Dude, I mean, every time we got to get together, it's always fun, dude. So, I mean, thank you for doing this. But let's get some shout outs out of the way. Obviously, there's many people that have helped Rugged Edgar or It's Edgar Fool get here. So let's
yeah.
get your some shout outs out of the way, my man.
Yeah, man. So when you mentioned Rugged, shout out to the homie from Rugged Individuals. To his company, showed me some love and you know, kind of sponsored me for one of the fights. So shout out to them. Shout out to my team at the Yard. Uh, just literally everybody at the Yard because everybody's awesome. Everybody's dope. Um, Dustin, Nat, you know, they're like my big brothers and sisters. So shout out to them. Shout out to my little brother. You know what I mean? Because that guy is always on the video. So y'all go look at the videos or whatever. His Instagram's right there. Hit him a follow. Shout out to the homie Juan for fucking putting up with my bullshit on the videos and all that. You know, and shout out to you, man. I mean, showing me some love right here, giving me a platform to talk about all this stuff. And you know, good job, man. I know you've been on your grind over here with the podcast, giving out content. So that's what I'm talking about, bro. Like hard work. You know what I mean? So I mean that's pretty much it, man. Oh, shout out to Target, bro, because they gave me the day off today. You know.
Yeah, yeah, man. Gotta shout them out, right?
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Damn right. And for those who haven't already, and I don't know why they haven't, where can they find you on social media, my man?
Social media, it's EdgarFoo _ So just all one word, like you see it right here at the on the bottom of the screen, and then just add an underscore at the end on Instagram. On YouTube, it's EdgarFoo. Go like, subscribe, share, dislike, talk shit, whatever. It's all good, you know. And then on Twitter, I think it's EdgarFoo as well. Not too much on there. I be spending some knowledge on Twitter here and there, you know. Um, and then Facebook, just Edgar Barberi. And then yeah, man, just let me know if you guys have any ideas you guys want me to fucking put online, or freaking hit the like and subscribe button here, and then let them know you guys want me back to talk some more shit and give us topics. And yeah, just keep showing love, man. That's pretty much it.
Damn right, dude. And I just appreciate you, dude. So talk about showing love, man. Like you've always been so open and honest, and I mean you're a fun guy, and I'm really loving the YouTube shit. So I mean it's my honor to have you on here because I'm like I think your numbers will even grow and proceed according to Wood's numbers. So
Yeah,
that's just my take.
yeah, hopefully. I mean, Rogan is leaving. You know, somebody has to take over.
Damn right, man. Damn right. Let's do it. Let's put it in
Dude,
stone, man. But this has been According to Woods with the one and only. It's EdgarFoo, Edgar Barberi, and we are out. Thank you guys for chiming in. Oh, like, share, and
great,
subscribe.
man.
That too. That too.
Yeah, subscribe, guys, share, and all that. Later.